looks like the room we were just in, Tom.
It is a room we're going to see in a little while. It used to be my projection area years ago, but this room is much deeper, allows me to get a better size image. I skipped all the wires and things. I just moved the things in here for now, and I tried projecting an image, but it just didn't show up well, so I skipped it. But this is where they sit. Usually there's refreshments in here, and there's more chairs if necessary, but it's kind of that one on each side, and I pull back far enough to be able to fill the frame, and the lights go off at that point. That's dimmed. They're dimmable, so they go down to the point where we can see. And the window that's behind us, which had all the little July 4th decorations, there are honeycomb blinds in each one of those windows, so you can pull those down depending on the time of day, so the room can be darkened easily. But this is showing them what their image would look like over a sofa, which is extremely important, and probably, as you say, is the most important thing, because as we always talk about, the first time your client sees their image should be this, and it is the time of the highest emotion and highest impression, and the most likely that they're going to say, yes, let's do this, that looks beautiful.
Anyone that's watching this that is thinking, I don't have the space that Tom has, well, here you go, multi-using a room. This is a multi-use room here. It's the design consultation space. It's also where he projects the images. He's got the flexibility there to be able to have the depth to be able to project on the wall. I'm a little surprised. So Tom, I have a question for you. Not having seen this space in a while, so is what's on the wall there that you're projecting into, is that your Whopper?
No, that is not a 40 by 50. We recently painted, and the frame that I normally use for 40 by 50 is a nice, beautiful dark wood frame, and it fell. It got albangoed. Now, this was right at the inception of COVID, and so we started doing Zoom projections, so I kind of forgot I've got to replace that frame. So this is a 30 by 40, but it's not a 40 by 50, which is normally what we use.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to call that attention to that, because I didn't want anyone watching who's been a long-time member of ours to go, wow, that doesn't seem like a Whopper, which for anyone who is a new member doesn't know what we mean by a Whopper. A Whopper is your most adequate size wall portrait image that you sell, that is designed to not have anyone invest in it. It's so big, it's so expensive that no one in their right mind would invest in it. That's the purpose of the Whopper. And so your frame that's on that wall there has to be the size of your Whopper, because then guess what happens when you start showing the smaller sizes within that frame, because we do not take the frame down. So when we change from a, say, 40 by 50 or a 40 by 60 or whatever your Whopper happens to be, and we go down to a 30 by 40, then we're not going to change to a 30 by 40 frame. That 40 by 50 Whopper frame stays up there, and you see that 40 by 50 projected into that frame, so it looks smaller. It's projected into the center of the frame.
This kind of proves the point that that's a 30 by 40 and looks kind of small behind that sofa. So that
does point that out. I mean,
yeah.
When I was looking at this, I went, wow, that's just not filling that wall as much as I thought it would. That can't be a 40 by 50. And yeah, right. When you look at it, and the first thought that you have is a 30 by 40 looks small.
Right.
When's the last time you had a client come in and say, well, I don't want a small 30 by 40 on my wall, right? So you can see how the psychology of all of this is happening. The fake fireplace that's not even cut into the wall. Is that a conversation piece at all? I mean, do people ask about that?
Usually it's seasonal. A lot of times that is decorated with wreaths or plants. We decorate it for Christmas just like at home. Because of children, I had thought at one point of putting, a gas insert in there or doing something, but there's really just, a sheetrock behind it, so there's not a lot that we could do with it. I've had people, we've sometimes put fireplace, covers over it, all kind, but a lot of times during the consult, children, I do a lot of children's portraits, and they're very active, and they run around, and sometimes that just got in the way. So a lot of times I'll just put a chair against it, or just put flowers up against it, a display of flowers or something. But I wanted that so I could have a portrait displayed over a fireplace, because sometimes people will say that, well, we do have a fireplace at home that might look good, and that's a 20 by 24 over the fireplace.
Okay, gotcha. And I can see too where if somebody ever did ask about that, you can make the comment that, because I know you're going to, this is a positive assumptive close is what I'm using right here. Because I know that the two of you are thinking of having this displayed proudly on one of the walls of your home, I wanted you to see these for the first time in a setting that feels as much like a home as possible. But because of where that wall is, I can't put a fireplace right there. So I did this so that it would feel as much like a home for you as possible, because I know, again, positive assumptive close, that you're thinking of displaying these on one of the beautiful walls in your gorgeous home.
And just in case anybody is watching this that's not aware of it, he has stretched canvas inside that frame. He is not projecting onto just plain board. He's projecting onto canvas, and that's a very critical part to how we help our clients become happily involved with beautiful portraits embedded into canvas. And I really believe in that. It's our finest product, and the reason for that is that everybody is viewing their portraits by reflected light. They're not looking at them on their screen here. They're looking at them in their home by reflected light. So how the light reflects off the image is very important, as the old masters painters knew. And so we educate our clients in the projection room, and we can say, we're projecting onto canvas right now. Isn't it lovely?
Right.